What's going on, everybody? Once again, it's Thomas Marr. If you're just joining us, watch the intro video. I don't want to introduce myself over and over again as the same person. Kind of sounds robotic, but I'll have the intro video linked in the description below. This is our year-long training program that we're putting together for you guys for 100% free. But with all that being said, if you're here right now, you probably know what we're here for. So, last week we closed out week 8. That was our test week for our big main lifts for bench, squat, deadlift, and then we had some pretty killer HIIT sessions in between that. I know I had a pretty solid week myself. The past 7 weeks leading up to that really helped me hone in on my form and build on top of the strength that I already had. So I was able to set some pretty solid PRs. I didn't get to do my deadlift day. We got snowed out, but on bench, ended up benching 335 pretty comfortably. Squat, ended up squatting 505 in sleeves pretty comfortably as well. So I was pretty happy with that. On Thursday, we had our steady state training day. I invited everybody out to do a 22,000 meter row for Mission 22 in support of veterans' mental health and veterans' suicide prevention as well. So we did a fundraiser for that. Had a really good showing come out. I completed that in just under 1 hour and 35. I think it was 1 hour, 34 minutes and 50 seconds for 22,000 meters. Averaged about a 2:09 pace. I was pretty smoked after that. Came in the next day. My hips were completely worn out. Squatted the 505, and then we did a seminar this past weekend, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But overall, really solid week. So coming off of this past week, that was pretty heavy load. So we're going to move back down, and we're going to kind of restructure our training as well and move more into a conditioning phase for this next month, 2, or maybe even 3 months. Me personally, I've signed up for the CrossFit Open, so we're going to be partaking that starting this upcoming weekend. The workouts drop on Thursday at 7. This will be my first time ever doing it, so I'm just going to kind of feel it out. But anyway, we're going to restructure our programming. We won't see as much strict barbell work. We're going to see a lot more conditioning to be able to build up that GPP, and so that way we can take on these heavier loads for a lot longer time. So moving into week 9, February 23rd to March 1st, our first day, we're actually going to have a HIIT day. It's going to be HIIT and barbell work. So our HIIT exercise is going to be our HIIT event is going to be 5 rounds for time. We're going to do 12 deadlifts, 9 hang power cleans, 6 shoulder to overhead, and then 12 burpee over bar. With the weights that we want to see on the barbell, these are just recommendations. You can scale them as you need to. For men, 155 pounds, and then for women, 95 pounds. So we'll do that, and then right after that, we'll move into some technical work on cleans and snatches as required. If you're not comfortable with that, we could start to move through front squats and things of that nature. But if you have any questions for me, you can always drop a comment in the section below or reach out to me on my socials. So that'll be our day 1 HIIT day. Day 2 is going to be our squat strength day. We're going to start that off with a back squat, 5x5, followed by a 4x6 strict press, and then we'll go into Bulgarian split squats for 3x8 on each leg. Then we'll have 3-way shoulder raise for 3x10 in each position, so forward about 45 degrees and then outward as well. And then we'll have 5 sets of pretty heavy sled pushes for about 50 feet. And then closing that out, we're still going to stay on track with our pull-ups. We'll do 40 total pull-ups. I don't care how you break them up, I just want to make sure that we see 40. So that'll take care of that day. Tuesday, that'll be a squat strength day. Day 3, Wednesday, is going to be HIIT and gymnastics work. When I say gymnastics, I'm not talking about doing backflips. I'm not talking about tumbling and things of that nature. there's a gymnastics portion when it comes into performing CrossFit movements, or even everyday activities, like say you're a firefighter and you have to jump over a ledge or things of that nature. These are movements that you want to start to get your body comfortable with, because it may be something that you have to use in the future in some sort of dire situation. So we want to be capable, and we want to be able to move our body and be comfortable with it. So day 3 is going to be our HIIT and gymnastics work day. We'll have an AMRAP of 20 minutes for that day. So we'll go 500 meter row, and then we'll move into 10 toes to bar. There are scaling options for that. If you can't do a toe to bar, we'll do 90 to 120 degree leg raise. If you can't do that, we'll do knee to chest. If you can't do that, we'll do knee raises. We can scale them as we need to, but we want to make sure that we're getting all 10. So 500 meter row, 10 toe to bar. Then we'll go 15 box jumps to 24-inch box, and then 12 hand release push-ups. That'll be as many rounds as possible in 20 minutes. So 20 minutes is a long time. We want to make sure that we're pacing ourselves. I know I'm really bad about coming out the gate super hot. So that'll be something that I'm really focusing on. I know I can kill the row personally, but I don't want to blast out the row and then not have, and then just stand under the bar and not be able to grab onto it because I'm heaving, right? So we want to be able to pace ourselves and get comfortable with these gymnastics movements as well. So once that's complete, then we'll move into technical work for our gymnastics movements as required, whether that's our butterfly pull-ups, our chest to bars, muscle ups if you're trying to work on those, box get overs, whatever it may be, we'll want to work on that. So after that, we'll move into day 4. That'll be our steady state day, just as normal, 30 to 45 minutes of steady state, pace training, running, air bike, rowing, whatever it may be, quick pace, but we don't want to kill ourselves on it. So our day 5 is going to be our second strength day of the week, our final strength day of the week. We'll do a deadlift for a 5x5, followed by 30 pull-ups total. We're going to stick with that theme here. So 5x5 deadlift, 30 pull-ups total, break them up however you need to. And then we'll go for 3 farmer's carries, 4x40 feet. We want some pretty heavy kettlebells, pretty heavy dumbbells, whatever you can in your hands. So that way we're really working on that core stability, making sure we're not moving around and swaying with each step. We want to make sure we're very rigid, walking in a straight line, and really focusing on grip. So moving after farmer's carries, we're going to move into hammer curls and push-ups for 3x20 on each. So that would be supersetted. So you go right from hammer curls into push-ups, and then for 4 or 3 total sets. And then and then we'll move into farmer's walk again for 3x30, 3x50 feet, supersetted with our shrugs, just like we have been doing in our previous cycles. So that'll close out our day 5 on Friday, and day 6 Saturday, of course, is our active recovery day. If you want to do another HIIT workout, you can. Just make sure that we're focusing on pacing. Me personally, I'm going to be doing the CrossFit Open, but we want to make sure if we're not doing that, we're doing something. Okay, so that'll take care of that. And we wrapped up week 8. Week 9 starts right now. Today, take the time to do your studying, take the time to do your reading, your introspective, and all of that. So I don't know about for you guys, but for me, if there's one thing that this last week really proved to me, it's that this hard work that we're doing throughout this is paying off. I'm down personally 12 pounds. If you'd asked me a year ago to row 22,000 meters, then the following day squat 500 pounds, and then the next day after that squat another 500 pounds at a seminar, I'd have told you to get bent. There's no way that you could have got me to do that. But we're doing these back-to-back challenges. We're pushing the limits, and we're proving that consistency builds real strength, and not just in the gym, but in every portion of our life. This challenge for myself It's made me recognize the community that surrounds me and pour back into the people that have supported me throughout this journey. And that's what this is all about, right? It's not just about lifting heavier weights, and I know you've heard me say that before, but it's not just about lifting heavier weights or pushing harder or suffering and all that. It's about showing up. It's about staying committed to the plan that you have in front of you and using the same effort to build the people up around you. That is our job. That's what we're supposed to do as human beings. That is our basic functionality, is to survive with the people around us. We cannot do this shit alone. And when you push yourself to be better, you guide your others around you to do the same exact thing. So, as we head into this next week, remember, you set the standard for yourself. Be the reason that someone else chooses to work harder. Be the reason that somebody else takes that standard that you set for yourself and sets their own standard based off of that, right? Stay on top of it. Stay disciplined and help others change their life for the better, right? We can't do this stuff alone. So, if you have any questions about this week's training, you can leave a comment in the section below, or you can reach out to me on my socials. I have my Instagram linked in the description. But this week, keep showing up, keep putting in the work, and I'll see you next week. Let's get after it.